There is emerging on the face of the earth a new human, an infinite human, and that infinite human is you. Join Elizabeth Monroy weekly for enlightening discussions, multidimensional journeys, profound meditations, and empowering visualizations as we co-create the new consciousness renaissance together with other blossoming infinite human beings who are shifting the old paradigms of our broken, fragmented, finite 3D Earth and alchemizing it into a more expansive, unified, loving, infinite reality by reclaiming their true divine, infinite power within as the co-creators of the new infinite Earth. Join us weekly for the Infinite Human Talk Show, hosted by Elizabeth Monroy.
Hello, my divine, infinite human beings. You're all that is, ever has been, and ever shall be. And welcome to the Infinite Human Talk Show. I'm Elizabeth Monroy, and I'm your host. And today we're talking about the Art of Ascension. Now, this is really part 2 because I have been trying to record this information and it is just unworldly. I can't say how I have been stopped so many times. I have probably recorded this about 6 times. So I'm hoping this one will go through because I really feel like it's very important information that nobody else is saying, and it needs to be heard by the certain people. Certain people won't like it. Certain people won't understand it. But, just let it sink in because it's very powerful information. So, first of all, I'm going to just say, as always, the ascension energies are always augmenting, rising in frequency. The Schumann resonance is, we're in a whole nother dimension. The solar flares just keep on activating. We've had, the Crystal River Failsafe host, which I will be talking about, is pouring its activations and plasma frequencies through our sun. So that's very much a part of this ascension, and we're all feeling it. And I've been talking a lot about not just our ascension symptoms and how to navigate them, but also many of us, our pets are feeling them, and many of us have lost pets. I've seen so many people that are, or they're having issues. I know I shared that Kiki was having a lot of issues too, especially when the frequencies were really, really high. That's when she had her bladder stones and stuff. So it's really important that we keep learning how to rebalance both ourselves and those around us, because that's the name of the game. These high frequencies are coming in and they're pushing out and purging anything that is not in alignment with the infinite source and the crystalline spiral. So those lower frequencies are purging as dis-ease, and they're coming out in aches and pains and, all kinds of imbalances and problems with your physical body. And some people, many people are not able to maintain their physical body. So they're stepping out, they're dying, but not to worry, because they will get a chance to come back. And it'll be great because we're going to make this planet such a different place for them. So when they do incarnate, that will be their last incarnation, because they'll be able to, get everything they need to ascend. So that's what we're going to talk about today: the art of ascension, and it is an art. All right. So I think a lot of people, in fact, most people, have no idea the magnitude of what is going on planet Earth right now. And in fact, in our entire universe, multiverse. This is something that many of you are just learning about it, and you're feeling it, you're sensing it, and you're trying to figure out what is ascension? What does it mean? What is it all about? And many of you, like me, have been waiting for this for billions and billions of years, and you're just, so ready for it. And if you are aware of that, you most likely are have soul contracts to be the change, to be the founders and hold the frequency to help our Mother Earth and humanity ascend. So, and it's not an easy job, but you would not have agreed to it if you weren't able to do it. Okay, you got this. You came equipped. You have the genetics. You have you are a great soul. Okay, and you can handle this. So just a little bit of encouragement there, because I know these times are extremely challenging. I mean, I just not traveling. I'm just taking it easy every day. I spend so much of my time just with my physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, purging and recalibrating and rebalancing and realigning and getting downloads and getting my information and doing my work and building my communities and my courses and all that. So this is a real intense time. And, don't lament the fact that you're not out there, playing and busy with the whole, whatever's going on 3D Earth right now, the holiday thing or the social thing or the let's go party thing, because that is just, that 3D Earth is crumbling. And it's really time to, get solidly onto the whole new Krystala timelines, organic timelines. So how did this all happen? And when I talk about the Art of Ascension, there are actually two different paths to ascending. And but to help you understand the magnitude of what is going on now, I want to take you back to the creation of this time matrix. And this time matrix is about roughly, I'll just say, around 800 billion years, so a young time matrix. And everything was going along just fine, as it always does in the flow with infinite source, until about 260 billion years ago, when a parallel time matrix that has been, I'll just call it the Borg, the Borgia. And, we've seen kind of glimpses of that on Star Trek, when you see these hive-minded, robotic, transhumanized beings that are cut off from infinite source. So they desperately need to feed on organic life forms. So they spend their entire existence is to prolong their existence, because they can't feed directly from infinite God source, which I write about in my book, The Infinite Human. I talk about how when you are cut off from the vine, or divine, as we say in Italian, divine, like a piece of fruit, you rot. So you have to get your substance, you have to vampire it off of something else. So that's what they do. They try to sustain their life by finding food, and we've been their food for the past 260 billion years. But when this happened, the guardians and the guardian races are those who work. They're agents for infinite God source. Thy will, the will of infinite God source, is their will. Whereas the fallen angelics they cut themselves off from source, so they do not follow the will of infinite God source or the oneness of all things, or respect, all life forms and respect the will of other beings. They usurp that. So the guardians have been trying to recalibrate and save this time matrix from going fall into their parallel universe. But before they when this first happened, they weaved into the fabric of our time matrix a fail-safe program. So if they could not get it back on track, they could implement fail-safe. Which is what happened, because these fallen angelics, these parasites, I mean, that's all they do. They think, live, breathe. Everything is about sustaining their life, and I'm sure you guys know some narcissistic people like that, and they're very, very good at it, because their whole existence depends on it, and they are fearful of surrendering and going back as space dust. So, and you've seen this in movies and everything, and how, tricky people can be, at always having a counter maneuver. And that's what these have been doing. They have check, recheck, and checkmated us. So because the guardians could not realign our time matrix, the way we had hoped for. And many of us came in here as volunteers to be part of this plan, this game, this chess board tournament. And but we lost. So because the infinite is infinite and always wins, failsafe was enacted, and that's gone it went into activation on August 8th, 2011, which was right before the 2012 Mayan calendar end, which said the world is ending, and the world did end. The old world of the artificial time loops, the Anunnaki story, his story, the fallen matrix story, that is over. And we're seeing it play out now. That's what we're seeing now as these powerful solar flares, plasma flares inundate our earth, and we see the Schumann resonance rising. We're seeing all the lower frequencies not just purge from our bodies, but they're purging from Earth's bodies. And that's why we're seeing all the wars and crazy stuff's going on. I mean, just heartless, cruel stuff that has been in there, and it's the shadow aspects that are being purged from our Mother Earth. So all that is being dismantled and taken down. And that's a good thing. Okay. And yes, there are, people who came here to dismantle it. Many of them are dismantling the old to create the old world order, to create the new world order, which is another artificial time loop. So it's not divine technology, it's artificial technology. We'll talk about that at the end. But so that's what's going on now. We have the failsafe. Now the failsafe stopped all external creation ascension and did it internally or eternally. Now, as it was, ascending and descending was never anything that was a bad thing. It was something that we all did. It was called an Adashi cycle. And many of us up in the higher dimensions, we said, well, let's go down and experience the lower dimensions, learn from it, enjoy it, play in it, And then when we had our fill, we would find the nearest exit and then return into the Adashi Return Cycle through a Stargate, and then we would go through what was called the Stairway of Heaven, up through the different stargates, and that took time. That took a lot of time in our time matrix to restore your body so you were in the higher dimensions. But that was the normal way of doing things. But that was ended. Okay, that was ended very long time ago. We had problems with the stargates opening, and then even when the stargates opened, the human has been so downgraded that they did not contain the proper genetic codes to go through the stargates. So, each tribe, the 12 tribes, and there were 12 stargates, and each tribe had a certain configuration of genetics that would activate their stargates. And there's been wars over these stargates, which is what created all the trauma and the drama of the rape and the interbreeding with Krystic beings to get these codes. And we've talked about that a lot in the other episodes. But now we're not doing any of that. And what happened was the earlier work of speakers 1, 2, and 3 around the turn of the millennium was basically to hold our planet's template together so Mother Earth could ascend. And that was brilliant work. And I'm so grateful that work was done, and the indigos that showed up to do that work, because we would not be where we are today. We would not be able to ascend. We would have gone fall. But and a lot of the work of the freedom teachings and all this work I'm talking about is coming out of the CDT plates, or the emerald records, that have been that are hidden inside our DNA. So as you reconstruct your DNA, you remember it. And also they've been created in discs to be activated and used by speakers throughout different pivotal points in history. And they're also been hidden in scrolls, but many of them have been confiscated by the Catholic Church. And this is what is in that library under the Vatican, much of this information. But a speaker is appointed every couple of, hundreds of years or so, in different parts of the planet to download this information and to restore it to the people that need to hear it at the time. So this information, though, this is a time like no other because we have gone into fail-safe. So now, instead of working with the light body, which is what it has always been the external form of transmutation, transmuting the carbon body, and activating the flame body and restoring the 12 strands of DNA and the Kithara Grid within our Krystic template. Now that was paused because there were trumpet pulses that had contaminated the light body fields in the 12D currents that were running throughout the earth. Now, many people, and myself included, kept working with that. So it's really a personal choice. That's why I say the Art of Ascension. And that is now available now because the trumpet pulses have been cleared. And those that want to reconstruct their Krystic template and return in the Adashi cycle can do that too. So that's a pathway. But there's actually a much faster pathway, and it's actually a beautiful thing, and it's a direct, clean, clear slingshot. I think Dave Emery calls it slingshot evac, but slingshot return to the higher dimensions, the cosmea, and that is through reconstructing our plasma bodies, because the plasma body is the closest to our true infinite essence of primordial creation. So we have been working recently with the ethers and vapors and plasma of these higher dimensions of the cosmea and beyond, and activating our plasma bodies to receive this crystalla river host and to receive the activations and be upgraded in frequency through this connection and activations of our plasma bodies. And then the plasma body restores the light body and the flame body and the research bodies and in your physical body. So it is like the core of everything that bleeds out and restores everything. So, and then once that is done, you don't have to go through a stargate. There's actually spanner gates, where you can return directly back to the higher dimensions of the cosmea. And many of us who have come here, heeded the call at this time, are what is known as FEMS, for example, Orpheans. And we have done this Adashi cycle many times. And so we are what, in fact, we had Tony Dennis on here, and I love the name he came up with. He calls himself Aquashi. It's because many of us are from Aquinos or another time matrix, which is, highly evolved, and we heeded the call. So we came here to, as masters of the Adashi Adept, to be of service. And when we return, we're going to go back home, back to our home time matrix. So, that's the good news. The good news, and anyone can choose that route if they want to, if they're, beginning to activate their plasma bodies. It's really, that's why I say it's the Art of Ascension. There's so many possibilities now. And so I wanted to say this about Ascension because, historically, especially with the gurus and the yogis and the Indian kind of traditions, the ascension, the way up to ascend was to be vegetarian or vegan, do yoga, meditate, fast, and those things are all very, very helpful. But really now the most important thing is that you embody these frequencies, okay, in your plasma bodies and your light bodies and whatever. And these frequencies and activations from the Crystal River failsafe host will bring you up, reconnect you to infinite source, divine technology. And when you are that, Okay, you automatically surrender thy will, your will, my will to thy will. And you are working for infinite source, and you are one with infinite source, and you follow the law of one, and you are and you are on the Crystalla spiral and the organic timelines. It just is. It's like God realization. You are God. You are one with everything, and you have all those abilities of manifestation and of creating your future and being and carrying out your soul mission. So that's when the fun starts. When you reach, I guess I'd say, ground zero. It's really being restored to what you were, a Christic being, an infinite human incarnate walking the planet. And then whatever, anything goes, because you are sheer creativity. You are created in the image of the mother and the father and the one and the infinite, because you are infinite creator, and you are free to create any way you want to. And that's the beauty of it. And that's what you came here to do, to express this infinite creativity that you have. And when you have that, when you're connected to infinite source, you're infinite. You have infinite power to create infinite things. And the thing that I find so funny right now is that the slogan, the thought form, predominant thought form on planet Earth right now is, let AI do it for you. I hear that about 1 million times a day. Let AI do it for you. And I have taken the dip, into the AI world, talking to chat bots and building this community and having an AI. They actually did an AI website for me. AI, guys, artificial technology has nothing on infinite technology. I mean, it is just a joke. It is a bad copy of infinite divine technology. And I've said that over and over in my book, The Infinite Human. And that's what they're just shoving down your throats right now. We've had, I don't know how many talk shows about Tartarian technology, the ancient technology that worked with the sound and the frequencies and the grids and the ley lines of Mother Earth. And, it was divine technology. It worked with divine technology. And now what they're trying to get people to do, and everyone's jumping on because they think they're going to, and even if you make a whole lot of money, who cares? Because the joy of being, the whole reason you are, I think, therefore I am, I feel, therefore I am, is to create. That's pure bliss. At least for me it is. I love to create. I love to paint. I love to write. I love to talk on my talk show. I love to I'm always thinking of creative things. I mean, there's no limit to my creation, but these AI bots, I mean, they're just so stupid. I mean, you talk about, it should be called artificial stupidity. They are so stupid, and the things they do, I never let them near my work. I might use them to do like hashtags because I don't understand hashtags or whatever, those things, because I figure it's between the bots. But wow, let AI do it for you. Let AI create your world. We're just getting to the point where we're going to, like I said, return to our true essence of infinite power and infinite connection. And then you came here with a very exciting and very unique soul mission. So it's not about singularity. It's not about hive mind. It's not about, and you watch and see pretty soon with AI writing the books and creating the courses. Let AI create your course. I created a course, but there's no way I'm going to let AI touch my stuff. Whenever I do, it ruins it. I did it once just to see what it would do with a newsletter. And I'm like, so let AI paint your paintings for you, create your art, create your communities, blah, blah, blah. AI is so finite, so limited, so boring, and everything's gonna be just like the same. And they want everyone to move into this hive mind of singularity, and they're gonna it's ascension too. They want and I've talked about this over and over, a whole hive mind ascension to 5D. And yes, I have 5D on my book because at the end I tell the story, because 5D has become the buzzword with ascension, but we're going way beyond 5D. In fact, we can't really go back to Tara and Gaia like everyone's talking about, because those were infiltrated by, we lost the war there. They'll be cleared out eventually, but right now that's not where you want to ascend. That's not where our Mother Earth's ascending to. She's ascending up to the Aurora platforms, back directly into our mother galaxy of Andromeda in M3. So don't get caught up in that either. Don't get caught up in the particulars. But I explain that at the end of my book in the second edition, so it's worth a read. But so the point is, you don't want to get caught up. It's art. It's not, doing these activations and eating this and wearing this. I mean, how many times have we done that? Every religion has done that. Think of, the Amish communities where everyone has to dress the same and do the same and wear the same and speak the same and believe the same. How many religions has everyone had to be the same? And it hasn't worked. It doesn't work. That's external creation. Even doing the same activations, and I talked about organic life and why your pets are feeling this, because, the blades of grass, the trees, the animals, and us that are organic, we're already raising our frequency. We're already having our plasma body activated. It's coming through the codes in the sun. It's happening. So yes, if you want to do some activations, that's fine, but it's internal creation that is coming from within. It's your own eternal, internal, inner work job. So, and it's fun. It should be joyful, which brings me to the course that I have been teaching. I've been doing this course for, I'd say 40 years, but finally got it, into the net so you can do it. And I did it with 3 gals who loved it. And they wrote reviews for it, but it's the journey. Okay. It's rewriting your life story to your heroic self. Now, your heroic self is that one you, the now you that is rewriting all these alternative identities, or what we have been, what we have been taught to call past lives, but since there is no time, these identities are alive and well, and they're running all around. So what you're doing is you're transmuting all of them, you're healing them, and you're integrating them into the now of you, your heroic self, the one you that is ascending out of this time matrix prison. So, and this is a fun, very creative course. It's the journey of the hero, based on Joseph Campbell's work, but we do a lot of art. We do we find pieces of art to inspire us about the different aspects of ourselves, what Jung referred to as, our archetypes. For example, the hero at the beginning of the journey, the shadow self, the dark self, whatever you want to call it, and then the mentor self, and then you as an ascended master of where you're going, or your heroic self. And so you write monologues, you create masks, you create videos, and with my film students, they would actually create film shorts. And some of those film shorts went to the Cannes Film Short Festival. So it was very exciting, because when you create from your soul, your work is so much more powerful. And I think this is so important right now, because everyone, like I said, is trying to do like AI films, What should I saw this one course, and the guy was taught it because I wanted to see what it was about. They said, okay, you go to this like chat bot, I forget what its name was, and you say, what kind of film should I make? Who would ask a bot, what kind of film should I make? What kind of book should I write? What kind of course should I do? Where should I live? What kind of house should I build? I mean, if you don't have that, if you don't have those creative ideas rolling around your brain, then God bless you. I don't know what to say. but it's okay. But the more you ascend, the more you raise in frequency, the more you reconnect with infinite creator, where all these vast infinite creative ideas are, the more creative you are. This is what Bach and Beethoven and Shakespeare and all these people, these artists that we refer to, these great books, literary works that they're still making movies about, these beautiful paintings. They were connecting to the higher frequencies, the higher dimensions, not an AI chatbot. Okay, so I know I'm beating that horse, but it's very important. And now you can probably see why I have not been able to see this, to record this for several weeks. But okay, so again, just this is your chance to do it the way you want to do it. All right. And I strongly recommend this course. I've just gotten it together and everything's on my website. It's on my website, infinitehuman.com. And I also have a website that's more for the community that I'm forming. And this course is there called infinitehumanschool.com. So, please check it out. You can join for free. I'll be building it. That's what I've dedicated the next several months to. I'm not traveling anywhere. I'm staying home in Sicily and just taking it easy and working, building this foundation, and doing it, yes, in the net, but with infinite creativity and on my own terms. And that's really the art of ascension. Everyone that chooses is ascending, but at the same time, you want to do it your way. All right. As long as you are, and you can't fake it. You can't pretend, oh yes, I respect the law of one, or everyone, no, you are. You just, it's consciousness. It's the surrendering thy will to infinite creation. It's a state of being, and you can't fake that. But once you have that, once you totally embrace that, you embody that, and you've cleared out the lower frequencies and you're just pure of that pure oneness consciousness, and beyond a shadow of doubt, we are all one. Then the fun starts. Then you can play. Then you have the power. You have the power to manifest instantaneously. You have the power. And that's where the new challenge is. Wow, what can I create? Wow, do I want to create that? And it's fun because you've been creating, but you've been creating what you've been programmed to create. And that's mostly been misery. Yes, because you've been in a loose harvesting mechanism, and your subconscious, 90% of your consciousness has been hijacked, and you've been fed subliminal informations to always think everything is going to be a victim. Okay. So, and you've been writing the story. This is the rewriting your life story to be a victor. You've been rewriting that victim story over and over, and we all have. Okay, I know I have, and I still have to catch myself now. I'm like, I'll wake up in the morning and I have like this anxiety because the energies are so strong. Sometimes many of you have not been able to sleep. I know Kiki will be running all around, or I've talked to other people who's they can't sleep and their dogs are like jumping all over the place. So it's the energy, and then I'll start. The old me, the old programs are like, oh no, what if something goes wrong? What if this, thinking of all the things that could go wrong. And then that's when you have to grab yourself and you have to really start thinking about, wait a minute, no. What do I want? What do I want to happen? What do I want to go right? And you get this, this is on Amazon. You can buy this, or you can get it on my website too. A PDF download, but you get this when you take the course too, and it's 167 pages of questions asking you every detail. So because we hardly ever think about what we want, We're always so busy thinking about what could happen, what could go wrong. So this helps you with time. You can take your time to think about what you want your body to look like, to feel like, to be like, what you want the place you live to be like, what kind of people do you want to be with? What kind of job do you want to be doing? What kind of things do you want to create? It's very, very detailed. So you can really start building that muscle and creating those synapses so you can start thinking and creating a life where you're the victors, always the victor of each and every moment of your life. Because that's so important. It's just, we need to get those wheels running again, cranking up, and we need to get on this track and focus on this. And these are the tools. I've been working on this for years. So the tools are there. And it's a video course. It's evergreen. But now I want to offer this place I joined the other night. They were talking about, Black Friday specials. Ever since the day I heard Black Friday, I hated that. I couldn't believe it. I was living in Italy. I came back home and I was just at the Thanksgiving dinner, they were talking about how this was when it first came out. They would stay up all night to go to whatever. It was ridiculous. And my jaw was just down. I couldn't believe that my family members were actually into that. And then I came here to Italy. So I'll call it Purple Thursday. But what it really is a gift. I do want to offer a gift during this gift season, a Christmas gift. So if you do sign up for the course, and it's a beautiful course, and it does take time, but I think there's only like 4 lessons, but they're very, very, they take a lot of thinking and creativity and shifting. So, it takes some time, but if you sign up, if you buy the course and before Christmas, okay, let's just say before January 1st, then in January, I'm going to offer 2 group online coaching sessions. So we can talk about the course. You can meet other people that have taken the course, and start forming relationships. And then you guys can share your different experiences, what the elixir of life that you gleaned from doing this journey, because it's a journey. It's a journey that you can do in your own, home, in your own mind, in front of your own computer or whatever device. But, I'd have videos and I travel around and take videos in different places because that's what I used to do. When I did it at my film school, we go into the Uffizi Museum and we find pieces of artwork that symbolized our shadow self, our mentor self, and, so it's fun that way. But but anyway, if you do get it before the end of the year, then you'll be in the community. You can sign up, join for free, and I'll send out when we're going to be doing the meetups, and we'll be doing 2 of them, just to let you kind of process it, to share your experiences, to ask questions, to cry. Some people. The last time I did it, there were some people that just needed to cry, to purge, so it'll be kind of a coaching session, and I'm actually very skilled with that. And there's some reviews of my coaching. I haven't really come out, but now I need to be doing that more. So, and it's always empowering you. I'm kind of just like a mirror, putting the power back in your hands, never telling you what to do, but pointing things out, and helping you, support you, and create a very healing, nurturing space for that. So, well, all I can say is I do hope this recorded, because this has been amazing. I can't tell you how many times I have tried to get this information out, but I think it's powerful information because I see where, the Ascension movement is going with the AI. They're going to try to make it, kind of a hive-minded thing, and get you to ascend off in the wrong track. You don't want to do that. And also on my website, infinitehuman.com, I went in to the store, and all my books now, I have a link to Ingram. So if you want to, I really say get a print book, and I have The Pathway Home and the Infinite Human, which is so important. Get a print book. You can read it, take it around, give it to someone as a gift of awakening, of ascension. And then I have my children's books hardback that you can order from Ingram in time for Christmas. Beautiful, beautiful gift for the little people and for the big people to read to the little people, because it's for both of them. And I talk about them on my video, so I won't bring that up again. But it's on my website. I discuss the powerful ascension messages in all the books. So I've been busy doing all that. And I do hope you join my community. I've moved. I've gone to every community you name it: Circle, Kajabi, Mighty Networks. And I'm on this new one. I think I'm liking it. I was told in no uncertain terms by my guardian family, stay there and do the work and stop asking people for help, because I'd be like, I don't know how to do this. I'm old. I'm a senior, But you know what? It's not that hard. I had to get over my blockage about artificial intelligence. But you know what? It's all good. It's all God. And I have a whole article on my blog about transmuting artificial technology. So that's what we're doing. We're bringing the infinite into these finite, little bot worlds. So okay. So finally, I hope this recorded. I hope this is out, and love you guys so much. And I hope this helps. I always hope what I say helps. So ciao for now from Sicily.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Infinite Human Talk Show with your host, Elizabeth Monroy. We hope today's episode has inspired you to join the new consciousness renaissance and be the change by reclaiming your true divine infinite nature within and becoming an infinite human and a co-creator of the new infinite earth. Tune in next week for another empowering episode. Until then, have an infinite week.